You've toured the luxury open houses, you've networked with top agents, maybe you even tried tagging along on $1 million showings, just hoping something will click. But no matter how hard you push, the luxury market stays locked and you feel like you can't get there. I've been there, and the truth is breaking into high-end real estate takes a lot more than showing up. It takes a disciplined approach and strategy. There is no magic formula for this, but I'm going to be sharing with you how we helped a buyer buy a $5.5 million home and what are the things that you need to do to help ensure that you have the highest odds to be able to support such a client. My name is Spencer Su with eXp Realty, and in this video I'm going to show you the exact moves that finally opened the door for me. Now, if this is of interest and you find this valuable, I am working on a new mastermind course, which is going to be tremendously helpful. So if this is of interest, the link is in the description below. Get on the wait list. I'll get you some more details as soon as it's ready to go. First and foremost, people always ask, how do we even break into the luxury market? Number one, luxury is a mindset, and it is something that you have to be very purposeful about. Just think about this. If you are hanging around people that are at a specific price range, what are the odds for you to be able to do something significantly higher than that price range? It's probably not going to be very good. So first things you got to do, you got to figure out where are these individuals hanging around and what can you do to be able to relate to them. Now there's all sorts of different things. Some can be paid, some can just be sporting activities. For example, maybe it's a high-end car club. Maybe it's a tennis club. Maybe it's a golf club. Maybe it's a country club. Maybe it's a high-end watch circle. Like there's all sorts of different things that can bring people together that's not about real estate. There's no high-end real estate club that's just going to be full of realtors, which is not going to do you any good, right? So you want to figure out where are these circles to be involved with, but you also don't want to fake it, right? Enjoy it. Like for me personally, I enjoy tennis. I'm really good at tennis. So that's a huge benefit. They can have as much money as they can have. They're not going to be much better than me in tennis for the most part. And so that's a competitive advantage that I can leverage to be able to network and hang around these people and potentially show them a little tips to help them improve upon their journey, right? Even though people are wealthy, there's different things that they can be not as good with you at. So the key is, what is the value add they can bring to them? Once you understand the circles and where they're hanging around, the next is you gotta be building a high-end image with branding because they will probably search for you either online or on Google. Right? So you should already be creating very thoughtful things. Like if you were a luxury person, even though you may not be there today, what would your mindset be? What would you be doing? What would your lifestyle be doing? Right? Like what are the things that could be of interest to those people? And those are the things that you really want to spend your time on or focusing on, and then to be able to ultimately be that brand and be that individual where, hey, look, one day they may say, look, I'm trying to do something. Oh, I remember seeing this person's content or I remember hanging around with them. Let's go have a conversation and see what we can do there, right? So it's really, really important to be able to create an online persona because like anything, like if I was going to choose a contractor or a plumber or anybody, I'm going to do at the very least a quick Google search just to see what they're at, see what the reviews are, see if there's any comments. I don't need to spend a lot of time, but I got to at least verify this person is not just a nobody that's is about to help me with this goal. Number three, you got to be patient. Very few people in this world are a realtor that happens to just be servicing affluent people for a long time. What most of them do is they may graduate with people, right? Like they may grow with someone, and that's super exciting, but that takes a lot of time, and people don't like to say, I want to be patient with people that are just growing over time. But that is a really important thing is you got to do the work, but you got to also be patient. Naturally, your clients will eventually upskill themselves. Who knows what they're working on? Maybe they have friends. Maybe there's an event that occurred. Maybe there's a big bonus. Maybe there's a promotion. There's all sorts of reasons that people can all of a sudden have significant more capital. So that's kind of one aspect of it. The other aspect is similar to being like network with affluent circles is try to host open houses in higher priced areas or more luxury areas or more luxury homes. Now you may have to be aligned with a brokerage for this, but that's super important. I'll give you an example. For me to be able to get my $5.5 million buyer, I first started off hosting a $3 million home and the other side of the Bay Area. And this is not a very common area that I was working with, but it was a beautiful home. I knew the area. I could easily learn the area quickly. And then that allowed me to at least have that opportunity to host it. But once I hosted, it's showtime. I had to know the area well. I had to know the surrounding area as well. I had to know the things to do, right? And I also had to have pleasant conversations with people that walk in. But as soon as that happened, we got a lot of people that signed in. We got a lot of people that ultimately were able to want to make a move. We got a lot of people that ultimately signed in. A lot of people that may not have liked the house, but I chatted with this person and I tried to figure out, hey, look, what were you looking for? And as soon as I was able to have that connection, help them buy a place in Berkeley, they ultimately said, look, Spencer, I needed to sell a place that was on opposite side. You know, a little place called Hillsboro. If you know about the Bay Area, or if you're in the area, Hillsboro are all $4 or $5 million homes, right? And there's a really cool guy, really great family. And so that allowed me to get that place. And so I had a $4.5 million listing. Once I had that, then that gave me the opportunity to meet more people that were looking for those kind of places, which I met a lot of great people through that. One of them was a referral that landed in me a $3 million purchase. Another was an individual that came through. I helped them buy a $5.5 million home. It takes these steps. Now, me too, I also don't want to let that fizzle out. Like, I don't want to be that one and done. I don't want to be like that 5.5 was the only thing that ever happened to me. So my goal is also to still be relevant in those people's lives. Have events, throw events, invite them to parties, right? Be relevant to them. How can I add value to what they're doing in their lives? I mean, they're all busy doing their things, but there's still opportunity to try to help them. These are great things that I can do, but I have to be purposeful, right? I gotta spend specific time a month trying to make sure I'm staying relevant to them. I'm having conversations with them. I wanna grow with them. I wanna see them succeed, right? And so these are really, really important things that ultimately allow me to do well, but also can allow you to have that opportunity to grow there. So as you can see, there's no silver bullet, but there are a few things that if you aren't doing weekly, you really gotta include that in, right? You got to include that into what you are doing in terms of your daily, weekly activity to even give yourself the shot. Now, make no mistake, these more expensive homes aren't always good, right? These expensive homes do tend to be on the market longer. They do have a smaller buyer pool. They may actually cost more to win the marketing, right? So don't always assume it's all rosy, even though they could be fantastic trophy properties. But at the same time, take advantage of it. You never know where those opportunities lead. And that's one of the beauties of this business, where any of these meetings that you meet can ultimately change your life. Now, if this is helpful, I am forming a new mastermind. And so if you want to be on the wait list, click below and I will announce it to those people first. And those people get early access. See you in the next video.